Hello YouTube and welcome to the Big Fucking Toy Show. I want to make this very clear, this is an adult show targeted towards adults. I'd be a complete piece of shit if I was making this content targeting kids. And I get the deceitful nature of the Big Toy Show, but it's the Big Fucking Toy Show, and when I started this channel I knew YouTube wouldn't let me put fucking in the name, so I decided to change the U to the @ symbol, the C to the hashtag. But they wouldn't even let me do that. So if you got a problem with it, blame the Puritan cunts over at Alphabet. Not to mention, every other toy reviewer who does this shit, all their stuff, every single person is fucking kid friendly. Pixel Dan don't need to swear on his channel, so fuck him and fuck you too. Okay, now that we got that out of the way. So I'd like to start by thanking my 13th subscriber. Hi Vanessa. I was talking to my ex-girlfriend, I think it was last week. And I thought we hadn't talked in a couple years. Apparently it's only been like 6 months. Who knew? So I told her I was starting a YouTube channel. I asked her, I said, could you subscribe? She's like, no, I'm not subscribing. Bitch, please. If there's one thing I know, it's that ex-girlfriends cannot help themselves but creep on their ex-boyfriend's social media accounts. And I'm not on Facebook. I have no fucking social media. And all of a sudden, like the day after we talked, I even think it was Friday the 13th, I get my 13th subscriber. So I think it's you, Vanessa. So let's take a minute and talk about John motherfucking Connor. When I was a kid, there's two people I idolized and wanted to be, at least in the actor world. In the music world, Kurt Cobain, Axl Rose, Slash. In the actor world, it was Will Smith, don't tell anyone, and John fucking Connor. I love this kid. When I first saw this movie, my uncle wanted to take me to see it, and I didn't even want to see Terminator 2. I wanted to see Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man featuring Mickey Rourke. And it turned out to be arguably one of my favorite movies of all time. I idolized this kid so much. He's telling his parents to fuck off, he's riding dirt bikes, he's listening to GNR. Kid was fucking dope as fuck. But now as an adult I look back and he's still cool as fucking hell, because not only is he a good guy, it's one thing to be a rebel and to be a complete douchebag, but when you're kind of a rebel but you got a big heart, that's the ticket. Let's check this shit out. Alright, let's run through this shit quick because my dinner is getting cold. First, I'd like to take a minute and talk about how I acquired this figure. I was buying some Terminator figures about a year ago and I saw on the back of them they had this John Connor and I'm like, fuck, I really want that. And then I find out it's an SDCC San Diego Comic-Con 2019 exclusive and I was like, fuck, I'm never gonna get my hands on that figure. Well, my favorite YouTuber and toy review channel, he came back from Comic-Con and he grabbed some for some people. One guy was being a douchebag, he had this available. I'm like, hey man, I'll buy it. He says, DM me on the gram. After I was done Googling what DM meant, no, I'm just kidding, I had to figure it out, but I guess that's what the kids are calling it these days. I started an Instagram account and I always wanted to start an Instagram account for my toy photography for this channel, but nobody I know gives a fuck about toy photography or action figures, so it's gonna be a pretty sad account, and it is. I only have one follower, that's my niece. Thank you, Courtney. Vanessa, if you're watching, hit me up on the gram. I'll take some dick pics later on. So yeah, so this figure is pretty fucking awesome. Well, I'll get to that. Alright, let's start with the things I don't like. The things I don't like, the only thing I don't like about this so far is the head sculpts. I think 5 years ago this head sculpt would have been really great, but with today's technology, the stuff that Marvel's using, and even the head sculpts, like Neca makes really amazing head sculpts on Predators and other things. I know human faces are hard to get right, but they this to me is kind of old school, right? So I got this Dutch figure a little while ago, And that there, like, that's an amazing head sculpt. Like, Neca should be doing shit like this. I wish John Connor's face was like that. Like, the plastic, it's almost like a translucent flesh tone, right? That's an amazing head sculpt. This one, not so much. But it's John Connor, and I love him anyways. And you guys have heard me gushing over all my action figures. Well, this one, I'm not gushing. Well, I love everything else except for the head sculpts, and the head sculpt is acceptable. So while I got him here, let's go over articulation. Head goes up that far, goes down more than it goes up anyways. It'll do a 360. Arms will go out that much. Sorry about the banging, but my new neighbors are doing some shit, and that actually doesn't bother me because they seem like pretty nice people. Just not right now. So yeah, it's single jointed elbow, hinge on the wrist, and it swivels. There is a chest crunch or torso crunch. No, it's an ab crunch. It's an ab crunch that does not... Oh, it's a weird one. I don't think I've ever seen that before, but it doesn't seem like it wants to. Yeah, it's got this torso crunch, we'll call it, and then it has a waist swivel, and his legs, he will do the splits. I think you call those ratchet joints or whatever you call them. He has a thigh swivel. Leg will go out that far. I don't want to break it. It'll go back, not very far either. Does single jointed knee, but there's no pins. It's very clean. His feet, they pivot, they hinge, and they swivel. So those are very good feet. And as far as the action figure is pretty good. I'm not too pleased with this jacket because the jacket in the movie's camouflage, but I suppose you could always customize that later. So things I love. So the favorite, I didn't know that it came with this. When I opened the box and I saw this, my mind was friggin' blown. I love this thing in the movie. I love owning this prop. It'll be amazing for a diorama. You build that room. I've already seen, there's pictures on this box where it looks like somebody from Neca built that room, and you could do some really cool action figure photography with that. The other head sculpt, this is the other head sculpt here. Again, I'm not really a fan of this one. If you look at his nose, it looks like he's been snorting some fucking black cocaine, or the cocaine mixed with gunpowder that they do in Africa, the goods. Yeah, and this, so in the movie he doesn't wear the headband, but in Terminator 3D, the ride that was at Universal Studios, he was wearing a headband, so I'm pretty sure that's where it comes from. I would have preferred head sculpts with different facial expressions without the headband, but it is what it is. Oops, fucker. Now on to my next favorite accessory is this thing. You all remember this? This is how he broke into bank machines. This is when we first meet John Connor in the movie. Busts this shit out. Just a badass little dude. And this is a really cool accessory for other action figure photography. And then it comes with the bike. Now this thing is badass. Like it is almost identical to the one in the movie. It's got the brand of the motorcycle scratched out here for whatever reason. Maybe they couldn't get the licensing, but that, I mean, to have a dirt bike in 7-inch scale, that is probably work for 6-inch too. That is pretty amazing. And then the bike, you can either hold it up on it's got a little kickstand there if you notice, or you can prop it up on this. And that is it for the accessories. And just to do a little side by side, here he is with the T-1000. I don't know that actor's name, but he's pretty awesome. And then here he is next to fucking Arnold. Ah, where's the chopper? Well, that's it for me, guys. Thanks for watching. Hit like if you liked the video. Vanessa, please hit like. Subscribe if you can, share this video. Thanks for watching. Peace.